There on police there. Well, before that, we saw the reactions of Nigerians about celebrating Nigeria's 65. Well, we say congratulations once again to Nigeria and to Nigerians. Robert Shillers once said that tough times never last, but tough people do. So go north, south, east, or west. Nigeria is still our home. Away from that, a new initiative is now using tourism to drive unity across the continent. Launched in Abuja, the Tourism Across Africa project will take a road trip from Nigeria to Ethiopia, crossing 7 countries. The organizers say the expedition is more than travel. It's about strengthening regional integration, promoting cultural exchange, and also opening doors for investment in Africa's tourism sector. The journey is also aligned with the Africa's Union Agenda 2063, highlighting tourism as a bridge for peace, development, and shared prosperity. Now, joining us for this conversation is the team lead Tourism Across Africa Projects Ambassador Phil Roberts. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on the program. We're glad to have you on the program. So what is the tourism to drive unity across the continent aims to achieve?
Okay, thank you so much. From Abuja to Delta State in showcasing that Nigeria has a lot of tourism potentials and a lot of tourism destinations. And you can't drive tourism without security. So there is this narrative that Nigeria is insecure, and that is what drives a lot of tourism out of Nigeria. That is what drives a lot of investment out of Nigeria. So I and my team took an initiative and took the bull by the horn, and we decided to trek for 30 days from Abuja to Delta State to showcase that Nigeria is safe for tourism, and we don't want any negative image about Nigeria. So this year, in taking forward my boss and the biggest Pan-Africanist I've ever known, Dr. Pierre, young Pierre, decided that we should do a project where we can build unity across Africa, from West Africa to East Africa. And we decided that we're going to drive from Nigeria to Ethiopia, crossing across 10 countries. Because you can't take it out from Nigeria. Nigeria is the giant of Africa, like we know. Nigeria has the largest economy. And of course, the green, white, green flag says everything about Nigeria. So we decided we wanted to drag investments to Africa. We wanted to build the unity amongst Africa. And of course, with the Africa Free Trade Agreement that was signed by President Muhammadu Buhari, may so rest in peace, we decided that we want to promote that Africa Free Trade Agreement to build a global Africa, build a unified Africa, and make sure we encourage people to come and invest in Africa. Enough of the world telling our story. We felt it is now time for Africa to tell its stories. We want them to see the new Africa. Right now, we're in a place called the Mambila. We're in the Mambila Hills in Plateau, in Taraba State. It's a very beautiful scenario. When we're done with all of this, we're going to be sending the clips to. This is the tree of our journey, and we're in the Taraba Hills, a very beautiful place called the Island.
Absolutely.
Tracking up this hill.
Nigeria is a beautiful place to be. And I love the fact that you're preaching Nigeria with what you're wearing, the green, white, green. But this initiative aims to take a road trip from Nigeria to Ethiopia, crossing about 7 to 10 countries. So what protective measures have been put in place for safety of lives and property?
Okay. So one of the protective measures to put on ground is having a triathlon for connecting with our people back at home. We have our radios. All of us are using radios. The team are using radios. We've already set up our security apparatus, spoken with the different governments that we're going to be crossing into their various countries. We're going to be crossing into Cameroon. We're going to be going to Central African Republic. We're going to be going to Congo, Uganda, and all of that. So we've been able to speak with all the various governments that we're going to be going to the various territories. So that is the first major security that we have put in place. And want you to know that Africa is safe. Trust me. Don't let the Western world deceive us. Africa is safe. We've been driving all through, and we are going to be crossing the border, and we've been safe. We've been eating food. We've been doing well. Of course, you can see I'm not looking as if I'm worried or scared of anything. So the other security measures that we have put in place is our own security measures, because one of the major first thing you need to do as a tourist is to plan your security. And what we're doing is adventure tourism. So our security is our first concern, and it is private to us because this is a global. TVC is being watched by the world. So our security apparatus that were put in place is private to us. But the first thing we have done is to work with TSAT and Triumph to give us cable, Sky phone that we're using to communicate. So that in case there's any SOS, we will pull up our Triumph. I will make a call. So that's one of the major things we've done. Of course, African Union is waiting for us because the car that we are driving from Nigeria to Ethiopia is going to be at the African Union as a monument.
Absolutely.
Some guy drove from Nigeria to Ethiopia, and we're going to be received by the African Union apparatus. Big shout out to the Ethiopian embassy. For the Ethiopian embassy, the ambassador endorsed us and they took us on this major job. And we're going to see, he's going to be receiving us.
I love your passion. The journey also aligns with the Africans Union Agenda for 2063, highlighting tourism as a bridge for peace, development, and shared prosperity. But quick one, in 30 seconds, let me quickly get your reaction on this. The theme for the World Tourism Day in 2025 was tourism and sustainable transformation. Do you see this as a project that would transform Nigeria and Africa?
Of course, this is transformative. That is why Jet Aid Nation Builder is hosting the first PPP summit in African Union headquarters. We believe that with the theme for this year, sustainable transformation, we are transforming tourism into a new level of tourism. We are transforming the different tourism sites into a tourism destination. So that's why we're moving on trips, discovering new tourism potentials and turning them into a destination, promoting them for the world to see. So we're going to be seeing you guys in the PPP summit starting from 28th of October in the African Union headquarters in Addis Ababa. And of course, our Ambassador Young Kerry is meeting us there. So all of these innovations and all the sites we've seen, everything we have seen on our way on this adventure tourism to Ethiopia is going to be the biggest eco-friendly, sustainable tourism.
From all of us here, well, it's a fine place. We wish you success in this adventure, and we hope to also hear from you and your team anytime soon.
God bless you. See TVC in Ethiopia. TVC must be with me in Ethiopia.
Absolutely.
I trust you guys.
Absolutely. We're going to be with you in Ethiopia. Well, Team Lead, Tourism Africa Projects, Ambassador Phil Roberts. Many thanks for joining us on the program this morning.